All right. I'll wait for some people to join in. Please share the video if you're joining in. Jess, are you here yet? I think you're here. Can you share it on the Ascension NXT page and in the community page, please? There she is. All right. All right, big announcement today. I know that you've been waiting and I've just been throwing out little hints. So, here we go. All right, so Ascension NXT has finally found a new home. Finally. It's been years that I've been waiting to do this. It's been months that I've been waiting to do this live. And so much has happened in this process that I want to share because it's been quite amazing and pretty unbelievable the way that this all went down and the way that it kind of like fully circled into this space that I'm in now. So just so you all know, I'm going to give up some bits and pieces of what's going on with the new space as we go along. So I'll talk a little bit about that towards the end. Not really sure when we'll be opening because everything's under construction right now. So it's going to be a process because it's a very big space. It is not, and I'll talk about that at the end of the video as well. I'll go into a little bit more details. But I want to talk about like how I got here because people don't understand. People just look at successful people and it's always like, oh, I want that. Or, how did she get there? Or I want to do what you're doing kind of thing. And like, looking at people like me. And sometimes I feel like people think that this shit is easy and it's not. I was put through the ringer to get to where I am right now. The motherfucking ringer. I have been feeling this space since the end of 2018. It is now 2021. I've been in business I'm going on 7 years in May officially, since 2014. And I was doing Reiki and facilitating before that, It's been a fucking journey to get to where I am. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is that the journey is the big part of the success. The journey is where it's all fucking worth it. If you're just handed everything, you're not gonna be fucking grateful for it. You're not. So everything that I went through to get here, it's kind of been hell at times. It's been tough because of what I'm going to do in this new space, So I'll get into a little bit of that. And like I said, things will unravel as the time goes on. I still don't know everything with the new space yet. Like once I signed the lease, it was like, boom, boom, boom. These are some of the things that you're going to be doing. And I'm like, holy shit. Like I didn't even realize that. I run an intuitive business. I'm not fucking selling pants and shoes here. Like I'm literally changing people's lives. And it's all energy based. Everything I do is energy based. So nothing is ever set in stone. Nothing is ever, you have to follow this fucking way of doing business like regular business people do. It's not like that. It's not like that at all. But most successful business owners follow their intuition. And I basically run my whole business on intuition. Yeah, the logic part is there, but it's mostly intuition. So the funny part of this is I actually looked at this space in 2019. Jess actually found it driving by one day. And she was like, you need to go check it out. You need to go look at it. And I was like, all right. So I went and, at the time, me and my fiance were kind of looking for a space together because he was doing his thing and I was doing my thing. And I looked in the window of this space and I was like, I can't afford that. I can't afford that. You know what I mean? And then I walked away from it. And then I complained, or I did complain. I did complain a lot of 2019 and 2020, like, where the fuck is my space? It's been sitting and waiting for me for the past 2.5 years until I was fucking ready for it. This is what I say to you people all the time is you need to know your worth. Because you're always going to circle back to the shit that you need to work on. Jess is like, yeah, I told you. She was like, as soon as I went to go look at the space again a few months ago, she's like, that's the space. She's like, I knew it was the space when I looked in the window that day. So it took a lot for me to get here. A lot. So the end of 2018, I was like, and you've heard this story before, I was like, oh, I have to shift my business. Like, I can't go on like this. I was unhealthy. I was unhappy. I didn't like the way I was running my business. I felt like there was more. So 2019, I shifted my whole business, and it was mostly online. And everyone thought I was crazy because they're like, Ashley, you're doing so good. Why are you taking away the storefront? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing in-person healings or services if you have the space? What are you doing with your space? Why are you still keeping your space? You know, I heard it like from like just people. They weren't even like, they were just like, I don't understand what you're doing. And I was like, I'm doing what my soul is telling me to do, which was get my ass online, start doing motivational videos, start coaching, start upping my fucking prices because I was worthy of it. And that helped me get here. That helped me transition. It helped me gain a lot of fucking confidence in myself. But if I listened to the naysayers, oh, why are you still keeping your space in East Greenwich? I don't know, because I want to keep my space in East Greenwich. It was a place for me to go. It was a place for me to be. I was still holding events there every once in a while. I needed that space to make this transition. So at the end, like 2019 was good. Like I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I am worthy of. I learned a lot about how I love to coach people and I love to take people to the next level. I learned a lot about not following what makes sense. You know what I mean? Like the brick and mortar just makes sense, especially people in fucking Rhode Island. Rhode Island has this like mindset of just like, this is how you do things. And if you do anything outside of the box, then everyone just talks shit about you or, you know, whatever. And I was just like, no, like I started working with people outside of Rhode Island. I started finding coaches outside of Rhode Island. I started connecting outside of Rhode Island because I knew I needed that expansion, but I couldn't find it here. People here weren't doing it. And everyone thought I was crazy at the time, but it worked. And then 2020 hit. 2020 was rough. Straight from the beginning, before fucking Corona hit. I went through the worst shamanic death in the beginning of January and February. I thought I was fucking dying. It was bad. I literally lost parts and pieces of myself that had to go. They just had to go. They had to release. I had to release friendships. People in the community that I was connected to, they had to go. It was rough. Then COVID hit. And I was just very grateful at the time that I transitioned my whole business to online. So like that was a blessing. My soul knew. Your soul knows where you need to go. The problem with most of you is you just listen to everyone else around you and you don't do what you feel that you're drawn to do or be. I follow soul. And this is what I teach people to do. That's it. So COVID hit, the fucking riots hit. Like, you know, a lot of people didn't think the riots were a big deal, but if you were a business owner at the time, it was terrifying because COVID was destroying people's businesses. Luckily, I could work online. Luckily, you know what I mean? Or no, I just followed the fucking trail. You know, my spirit guides are like, go this way now. That saved my ass. It saved my business. If I didn't change, I don't even know if I would be here right now because I would have never knew what to do when 2020 hit if I was doing the same shit in 2018. But I followed my fucking intuition and I did what I needed to do. And my business did fucking better in 2020 than it did in 2019, even though it was fucking rough because I kept going. COVID hit, my fucking grandmother died. Then I left my fiance of 4 years. It was like boom, 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 boom in 2020, nonstop. I had to rebuild myself again, all over again. It was like, what the fuck? Like, it was like I was being put in a fucking washer machine. And then it would stop, and then somebody would turn it on again and be like, do you really want this? Do you really fucking want this? I thought at times like I wasn't going to make it through some of these times. Everyone looks at me like I'm so confident, you know? But there's days and times where I fucking have the downfall and all of that shit just like you. And I try to be very transparent about it. It's not always easy. A lot of it is here. Especially when you have people against you. When I cut people out in the community because I didn't agree with a lot of what they were doing and some of the things that were done to me, you know, that I felt were out of alignment, I could feel the backlash while I was going through that shamanic fucking death. If you've ever been through a shamanic death, it is horribly painful, mentally and emotionally and even physically. You don't know yourself anymore. I had to get to know myself. Then I had to deal with everything else coming in while I was healing myself. It was fucking hard. People that saw me go through this shit, they were like, wow, you know? Then I had to leave my fiance of 4 years. We were supposed to get married in 2020. It wasn't working anymore because the old Ashley died. The old Ashley was gone because I want to go to this fucking next level. We didn't connect anymore. The old Ashley wasn't there. It sucked, you know? So I had to rebuild my life again, go out on my own, be on my own and with everything. Rebuild my fucking business again to another level. That's what I was focusing on at the end of 2020. And then the whole bucket thing happened. I don't know if you guys watched that live, but in November, I fucking ran over a bucket in the Panera parking lot. And that was a sign. But every time fucked up shit happened to me, I'm like, all right, what does this mean? What does this mean? I went in meditation about it. My friend's behind the camera. She's laughing. And they were like, it's time to leave. It's time to go. You got to get out of East Greenwich. And I'm like, but I don't have a place to go. And they were like, get out. And they gave me a date. And I was like, all right, I got to get out. I got to get the fuck out of here. I didn't want to. You know, part of me didn't want to. I was scared. I was like, where the fuck am I going to go? I'm going to work out of my house? Like, I'm not doing that. I had to. I followed fucking Spirit's orders. So January 15th was my day to get out of East Greenwich. And all hell broke loose again inside of my mind. I was like, oh my God, like, it's the dead of winter. It's fucking cold. I can't even go outside. It was like, they were like, you want this? You want this? I'm like, yeah, I fucking do. I want this, you know? Every day I would wake up and be like, I'm fucking doing this. So I think it was probably about, you know, it was at one point I was looking at a space, but the landlords there were just like, no. You know what I mean? The space was about 2,500 square feet, and they had somebody else interested. It was a bigger company, so they were just like not entertaining the idea of me being there, which was annoying because I really wanted the space. So I ended up eventually finding another space that was in Johnston. So here's the whole thing. Like, I was led to Johnston. I was like, this is where my business is going to be. This is where I know that I need to go. So I found a space, right? Now, this is like the crazy part of it. Jess was channeling for years. I think it's going to be an old dance studio. I think it's going to be an old dance studio, something like that. So I went to go look at the space. It was like a 5,000 square foot warehouse. And there was a dance studio that was interested. Because at that time, I only wanted 2,500 square feet. I was like, that's what because my old building was like 1,000 square feet. I was like, that's the next step. 2,500 square feet, that's going to be enough for the new Ascension Next. So we go there. I'm like, all right. So, you know, the dance studio's interested. And then it was just like, well, I don't think this is going to work with the dance studio because it's going to be too noisy. And I was like, you know, thinking, well, maybe I should just take the whole thing. It was like a little over 5,000 square feet. So that's like quadrupling what I had. That was like a decision that I had to make in my head of like, am I ready for this big of a change? So I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it because I really want this space. So the negotiating, now when you negotiate with commercial property, it takes forever. It's like fucking ridiculous because the contracts are different, especially with spaces like that. So We're negotiating the contract for like 3 weeks. Finally, we come up with a day to sign the lease. And literally the night before, the landlord and his wife get into a huge fight about me. And they didn't show up to the signing. And like, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to fucking do this. You know what I mean? They were like, we don't want you in that space. Basically, like, they didn't show up. And then I got the call from my real estate agent, and he was like, yeah, who's my stepdad? He's like, you're not going to like this. But they don't want to rent the space now. They wanted more money, or they wanted to sell the building. They didn't fucking, I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't even believe it at first. I was like, this is fucked up. This is like towards like the end of February, and everyone around me in my inner circle was like, I didn't see that coming. Everyone around me is fucking psychic and intuitive. None of them saw it coming. Not even me. Not even Jess. None of them. We were like, what the fuck is going on? I broke. Like, that broke me in half. You know what I mean? I was like, fucking air punching, like, fighting my spirit guides at that time. I was like, you motherfuckers, like, you couldn't have done it another way? Like, you had to do it the night before? Oh my God. Like, that was like, literally, like, I got punched in the fucking mouth. Knocked out. And I was like, is this shit even gonna happen? Because me, like, realizing, like, dead of winter, me not being in a space, like, not having the connection with my community was grueling on me. It was horrible. Like, that whole process made me realize how much I need this. How much this is, like, a part of me. I am not just an online fucking presence. Like, I am meant to be in person with people, connecting with people, doing events, like, creating a community. So that whole process made me appreciate it even more when it finally came. Like, yeah, this is what I need to be. I have to have space. Some people are meant to work remote. I'm not. I mean, I love doing the remote work. I like doing half and half because it allows me to keep my boundaries. It allows me to hold my boundaries, you know? Even Tori, she was like, I can't believe that shit happened. When it happened, she was like, what? So I was just like, at that point, I was like, you know, I was for like a week or so, I was not well. I was not well. Like, in my private containers, I disappeared for a little bit. I was not doing well. I was trying to hold it up, but it was bad. Yeah, so, and then that energy came in again. Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? And the only thing I could feel was in my heart, like, it's gonna fucking happen. It's gonna happen. So I started looking again. I would be on there all the time, all day, on fucking LoopNet, on Craigslist, on MLS, you know, looking like a fucking maniac, even looking at the same properties over and over again. Like, should I look at this one? Should I look at this one? You know what I mean? Like, I don't give up. Like, I'm fucking relentless when I want something. So after that fell apart, a few days after, I was like, all right, I made a list of like 7 properties. I was like, and I called my stepdad and I was like, call on these. I want to get in all of them. Well, 3 or 4 of them were like a no-go because of the price or some other bullshit. So there was only 2 left. And I was like, damn. But the one that I have now, he was like, well, the price on this is this amount of money. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, that's a lot of money. It was a lot. And then something told me in my head, they go look at it. Go look at it. So I was like, I called him. I was like, let's just go look at it and see. You know? We can negotiate. Everything's negotiable. So we went and looked at it, and like, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I could have been like, nah, it's too much. A lot of you do that shit. You look at my programs, you're like, nah, too much. You don't even know. When you get in a container with me, it's priceless. I'm telling you. I used to do that shit all the time. Nah, too much. My fucking coach that I worked with, that was fucking astronomical. I still work with her. If I didn't work with her, I would have never had the balls to even go look at this space. Because that price would have been like just too fucking ridiculous. You know? So we went and looked. And then actually come to find out, my stepdad calculated the price wrong. Because when you're doing commercial property, sometimes there's other fees and taxes involved. So he calculated it wrong. It was actually a couple thousand cheaper than what I thought, what we initially thought. So we started negotiating. And I have to say that every landlord that I've had for Ascension NXT has been really cool. That's been one of the things, like my landlords have been fucking awesome. You know, and the property that I initially went for, obviously they weren't. So it didn't align. This guy that I'm working with now, he's so nice. He's so amazing. He's so helpful. He's making the property look beautiful. You know, it's just, he doesn't understand what I do, but he likes the idea. He connects with it in some way, you know? And that was an issue for me because I knew I was going to be dealing with people on a whole nother level. Are they going to understand like what I do? Like, are they going to look at that as something serious? Because it's serious money when I'm paying these people for these kind of properties. So he was just all about it and really cool. And like everything is just working out amazing. Like it's amazing. And the other day, like, I signed the lease, and it was, like, a huge relief, so I texted everyone that was, like, did you do it yet? Did you do it? Some people didn't even know, like, because after that last property fell apart, I didn't even say anything to some people. I was just like, I'm not saying shit until I'm in a lease, you know? So another thing that was happening a lot when I was in the bad spots was I was getting people hitting me up and saying stupid fucking shit to me and giving me unsolicited advice. And just, there was a few people that were doing it. Maybe it's not the right time, Ashley. Maybe you shouldn't be signing a contract right now because of everything going on. And then I'd be like, yo, like, I'm not in a good place right now, and you're just coming at me with some negative fucking bullshit. I know in my heart what I'm supposed to do. I know that I'm going to be signing a lease soon. Like, I had to stand strong to that. There's always people when you're trying to do shit, they come in, they think that they're helping you, but they're throwing, and it's just projecting. It's shit that like they're afraid of, they're throwing at you. And I had to push that shit away. That's what you go through when you're an entrepreneur. So many people coming at you. And then, you know, when I was in a low state, I could feel all the people wanting me to fail. I could feel all the people coming in and hoping that this didn't fucking work out for me. That's another thing. You feel all that shit more. When you're not on a high and you're not in your power fully, you feel that. You need to become resilient to that energy. And like the past, 2.5 years has been nothing but building my fucking resiliency to all this bullshit and the naysayers and this and that. Maybe you shouldn't have a space, Ashley. Maybe you should just work from home. Maybe you should just, no, I knew what I needed for myself, and too many of you let people get in your fucking head and tell you what to do. And that's the problem. Don't listen to anybody. I knew where I was supposed to be. I knew that I was going to be signing a lease. I knew it. I knew it in my fucking heart, and I was not going to fucking give up. I had to literally say every morning, like, I don't have a fucking, I'm single right now. That's another thing, is like, I'm alone. You know what I mean? I don't have a partner to fucking support me when I'm not doing well. I'm a single woman. I had to hold that shit up all on my own. When my fucking grandmother died, I left my fiance. I'm building my business. I'm doing all that shit myself. My parents aren't giving me fucking money. Nobody's giving me shit. Jack shit. The deposit I put down for this building was out of my fucking bank account. Every fucking shelf and everything that I build and put in that place is gonna be from me. Not somebody giving me a fucking handout. Too many of you are waiting for fucking handouts and approval from people before you do what you want in your life. And that's a fucking problem. You know? You're never gonna get anything if you're waiting for a fucking handout from people. And I see people getting handouts. That's why you're not doing anything with your life. Because there's people in your life that fucking enable you. And you just sit on your fucking ass and you wait for shit to get better. And it won't. You're not hungry enough. You don't want it enough. That's why shit don't work out for you. I was fucking hungry. I wanted it. I didn't care. Like, I was just like, this is gonna happen. It has to. I couldn't wait to do this live. And come to find out, it's the fucking building I looked at 2.5 years ago and said, nah, I can't afford that. Nah, I'm not worthy of that. And here I am 2.5 years later in that fucking space. It took me 2.5 years just to realize my worth. You people want it tomorrow. You can't have it tomorrow. You have to fucking work for some shit, and most of it is mentally. Everyone wants easy shit. You look at people online and they have all this shit and it looks so fucking easy all the time. Yeah, it gets easier as you build your strength. But when you come to certain levels, in certain fucking mountains that you have to jump over, you get real tests. And I'll tell you right now, people that get shit easy don't appreciate it. Let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna fucking appreciate the fuck out of this space. Because it took so fucking long to get here. And everything, I had to fucking leave people in my life to be in this space. I had to cut people out because the vibe that I'm going to carry in that space is so fucking fire. People are going to walk in that space and shift everything in their fucking lives. This isn't a joke. A lot of you do this work and it's a fucking joke. It's not. There's people out there that are fucking, like, this fucking bullshit with all this fucking Satanism and all this garbage out there. You don't even know, man. Like, I am here to build an army of light. Not a fucking army of fucking victims and people who are fucking offended and don't want to put in the work. It doesn't have to be grueling all the time. It doesn't have to be fucking horribly hard. But there's a lot of fucking deconstructing that you need to do to get to greatness. And it's not always what feels good. Too many of you want to feel good all the time. That's why you fucking numb yourself. But then when you come down from that high, you don't fucking feel good because you don't even know who the fuck you are. Sometimes you gotta go through shit to figure out who the fuck you are. It's been 7 years that I've been building this business that people have been fucking making fun of me for building. You know what I mean? Like, not a lot of people supported me when I started this shit. People fucking laughed at me. And they were like, haha, you're gonna make a business on that? I'm just checking the time. All right. I just want to make sure I can upload this to Instagram because... But yeah, like, if you care too much and you listen to all the bullshit, you're never gonna get what you want in life. You're never gonna get it. You're always gonna fucking wish. Go make a fucking wish and it'll never come true. Because once you make a wish, you go sit on your ass and you fucking wait for it to come to you. I got put through the fucking ringer to get to this space. Because it is going to be on a whole nother fucking level. I don't think that there's going to be a space like this in the world. I really don't. I can say that with fucking confidence. What I am about to build, I'm building a fucking empire, and it is something completely different than other people have done because it's me. It's Ashley's fucking energy. And it's what Ashley feels needs to go into it. It's going to have that galactic high vibe fucking energy. Even people in this field would make fun of me because I worked with galactic energy. You're always going to have fucking naysayers. You're always going to have people talking shit. It's up to you on whether you want to do this. I couldn't give up. If I gave up and I was like, all right, I'm good, I would have died. I would have fucking like just shriveled up and died. Because I can't do anything else with my life. This is what I'm meant to do. I know it. My purpose work is the most important thing to me. I don't have fucking kids. You know what I mean? Like, this is my life. This is what I want to change people's lives for the better. I want to make people feel good about themselves. I want people to connect to their intuitive abilities. I really do feel like this is the future of this world. Understanding the galactic energies that are coming in. Understanding health and wellness on a whole nother fucking level. Not just being a fucking wounded warrior, throwing your fucking wounds around, constantly crying about it. That's what people in the fucking spiritual community do. You're not going to get anywhere by constantly doing that shit. It's time to level the fuck up. The new Ascension Next space is here. It's about 4,500 square feet of fucking awesomeness. My storefront is literally going to be the size of my old space. I'm not fucking around anymore. This is just the beginning of my career. So when you say you want it tomorrow, it took me 7 years to get here. And I know in my heart, this is just the beginning. I haven't even fucking started yet. The first 7 years were me learning. This is the real beginning. That's what I felt the last few days. I'm like, yo, this is where it starts. The old Ascension Next, they were amazing, but a lot of it was trial and error. A lot of it was fucking, you don't even know what I went through in that shit. Losing my business partner in the first 3 or 4 months that I was in business. And that was a blessing in disguise. You know, the space that fell through, that was a blessing in disguise. I drive by that space and I'm like, thank God I didn't get that. Thank fucking God. The energy there wasn't as great. If I had to deal with crazy landlords like that couldn't commit, didn't know what they wanted, I would have had to put so much work into that space. This new space is fucking beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. Dude, I've been laughed at my whole life for believing in the shit that I do. People told me I was fucking crazy my whole life since I was a fucking kid. Told me I literally built a fucking business on everything that I believed in and I was told that I was crazy for, and now I make more money than people collecting a fucking paycheck because I believe in what I do and I believe in myself. It ain't even about the fucking money. It's about my belief in knowing that this is a big part of the earth growing and humans expanding. When things change, humans don't understand right away. They don't understand the unknown. I am the unknown. And I'm here to bring people into the unknown within themselves and these other realities. And I don't fuck around when I'm doing it. All right. I think I'm done for today. I knew that was going to be a fire live. But thank you everyone who has supported Ascension Next this whole time. Like I said, there's going to be more updates coming. I'm just telling you, there's some things I don't even know yet. So I'm not going to be announcing everything right away. What I do know is it's going to take at least a month for the construction in the new space. So I really can't even be in there right now until that's done. So Jay Messier is going to be helping me with making announcements and all of that. So like I said, it's going to be done piece by piece. There's going to be another big announcement coming in within the next week or so, because I do have a practitioner that will be in Ascension Next. She is an amazing friend of mine, and she will be a big part of the space and events and a lot of things that are going on in there. So yeah, that'll be the next big announcement. And I am extremely, extremely grateful for everybody that has been holding the space and sending me positive vibes during this time. And honestly, I'm grateful for people that are haters too, because I know there's going to be fucking haters watching my videos. I know that you guys do. You know, I'm not a fucking idiot. I can feel your energy. I can even feel who you are. But I just want to thank you for lighting the fire under my fucking ass. The both of you, the good and the bad. Because both are motivating. The positive and negative to me is motivating. Thank you, Jess. Jess keeps commenting. I'm sorry. I don't even think I'm gonna read the comments now. I'll go back and comment under them. But I am extremely grateful. And like I said, like what it took to get here, I just know that what I'm about to build, just because I know, like they fucking threw everything at me. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And I was like, yeah, I do. Like, it's literally like I was a soldier training for battle. Even just me telling you the stories and the bullshit that I went through, you don't even know what goes on here mentally and when you're in a lot of pain in your heart. You know what I mean? And you gotta just keep going. And then you find your time to heal. Like, sometimes the universe would just be like, Ashley, sit the fuck down and fucking heal. Relax. I feel like that was a lot of January for me. I didn't want to relax. The universe was like, sit down and shut your ass up and fucking relax. Enjoy that you don't have a space right now, because you don't have to put all your energy into that. I don't like to relax. I love to work. Like, hearing people say, I'm going to work, I was like, I can't wait until I'm saying that. You know, I can't wait until I'm working 13-hour days, because it's not even work to me. I'll be in the space, putting hats on Z, doing live videos, making TikToks, coming up with ideas, healing people, coaching people, selling fucking crystals to people. Like, I can't wait to do all that. I'm reading what Jess said. I thought you said her basement. Yeah, I started in my fucking basement. I'll never forget, I called Jess and I'm like, I just bought like $2,000 worth of crystals, and they were literally all over my basement. And this was before I even knew that I was opening a shop. I was just like, because, you know, me, I got the hustler mentality. Someone was like, you want this lot of crystals? I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking sell them with weed and shit, you know? I was like, whatever. And then like a month later, or like, it was probably like 2 or 3 months later, I'm like, I'm just going to open my own storefront and do this for real. Because like, the time people were coming and getting Reiki'd in my basement, and I was just like, I got to do this. You just know when you got to do something. You know it. And there's going to be so many people around you that are going to tell you why it's a bad idea and why you shouldn't do it and why you shouldn't take the chance and take the risk. I'll tell you right now, I've taken a lot of fucked up risks in my life, but a lot of fucking great and amazing ones. And every single one that I did, I learned a lesson. I learned an amazing lesson. That's how you get to where you want to be. So I'm just going to leave it off at this. Again, I am so grateful for everybody that has been cheering me on and like waiting for this announcement and like waiting for this video. I am thankful for everyone that fucking hates me and wants me to die and wishes fucking all the worst things on me. Thank you. And I send you all lots of love, and I will see you all soon with more updates as to what's going on. Please share this video with anybody that you feel might need that fire lit under their ass. It's always worth it. If you follow your heart and you fucking know that's where you need to be, then do it. Then fucking do it, man, because it's so worth it. Like I said, I'm just getting started. This is just the beginning. All right, I'll see y'all soon. Have a good day, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. Bye.